To everyone at home who dreams of being a superstar DJ, it's time to dream bigger. With FUSER, now anyone, yeah anyone, can be a DJ.
Right, what is up, everybody? It's your girl, DJ Z.O.E, and I am so excited to be here with you on FUSER Sessions today because I have some amazing guests with me. Everybody, please give the biggest, warmest, FUSERist welcome you possibly could to some of the most incredible people that I've had a chance of working with to this day on FUSER. We've got Mrs. Spitfire and Photon, who you might recognize as the hosts, promoters, the brainchild or brain parent, I don't know. They are the creators of the Dream the Beat FUSER competition, which has just been absolutely amazing to watch. So hello, y'all. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I'm so damn hyped about this.
I am
I'm so damn hyped.
We've been talking for a while, right? Y'all started Dream the Beat. The first one was in December, if I recall correctly. It was towards the end of the year, and it was just like sort of a new thing that you guys were trying out, and we sort of caught wind of it because some of our most impressive FUSERs, you might call them, FUSER DJs, have been participating, and I would love if y'all would just tell me and the community a little bit more about what it is that y'all are doing with that.
Wanna go first, Spitfire?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we started Dream the Beat because, there's so much talent out there, but not everyone streams. They don't have that platform to share their mixes. So we started it. It's a fun, friendly competition where it's okay. So you can take how you want to take it. For example, if you're serious, you want music. For example, track mixer, right? You want to take this competition seriously, then put in your all. Take it seriously. But if you just, I'm just joining it for fun. I just want to make friends. Here are the mixes. Put in my mix. See where I get. Then you take it like a fun thing. So it's really up to you, and we just want to provide that safe platform. Fun, safe platform. Yeah.
So me and Miss Spitfire, we are from the Twitch Sings community. So me and Miss a lot of great shows that were put on, like DJ Z.O.E, Take the Mic, Bam Jam Slam, and as soon as I heard about FUSER, I was like, we need to get this. Like, there's gotta be something. There gotta be something going on. Like, this game was made for the social media aspect, and I'm like, there's so much creativity you could do, like from changing the keys, the tempos. Like, it's like a entirely new song. If you put like D flat, the song takes a different turn.
Oh my god, totally.
And I feel like the possibilities were endless, like what we wanted to do, and different style. That's the beauty of music, games, or music in general, is that someone may vibe with synthwave, synthwave vibe. Someone may do different stuff, and it's finding all those things together to put that. And it was kind of magical. It's been a road. It was magical putting this together. Like, we tried everything.
100%. I love what you said, Miss Spitfire, about how it's different for everybody, right? Because that's something I've been echoing since FUSER dropped. That like how I play FUSER versus how Photon plays versus how you play is going to be 3 totally different experiences. And I love so much that there's an event that actively is like, we want those different interpretations of what FUSER means to you to come to, sort of one point and be evaluated by your peers. I just think that that's so exceptional, because something that's been really tricky for me, especially as a musician, like, I'm sensitive, I'm soft. Anybody who's close to me knows that I take criticism pretty harshly. And when it's music, it's personal. Yes, thank you, Photon. I appreciate that support. But when it's music, it is intimate. It is personal. It's a very vulnerable thing to put yourself out there and say, hey, like, I made this thing. I like it. How do you feel? Like, do you hate this? Do you vibe with this? Is this good for you? And like, how do you, I guess my question really is, 1, glad you did it. But 2, how do you sort of handle that judging where you're evaluating something very, very subjective, and you eventually have to get it to a point where there is actually a winner who, to answer Just Dance, I think, his question, does get swag, but somebody wins this. So talk to me a little bit about how you all evaluate music and how that process looks for you.
Okay, so I try to remember the start of the show, and then I'll reiterate it during like mid or during the finals. Like I'll say mid, music is so subjective. It is so subjective. I may 100% love this mix, but then Photon maybe he's like, it's not for me. So we want to remind everyone to know that because music is so subjective, do not take a criticism to heart. Like, oh, he doesn't like me, or if he doesn't like my music, means my music sucks. We don't want that mentality.
Right.
It's same as photography. So that's why we have 4 judges. Well, 2 guest judge, and then Photon and I, and then we also have the judges pick. We have this system in Dream the Beat where judges get to pick their favorite because what the judges feel may not be what the contestants feel, right? They may like something different, he may like something different. So we just want to have everyone contribute how they feel about it. And then the final, each of the judge gets to pick their favorite. So we try to, make it fair for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's very similar to, for our more active players, events in FUSER, right? Like, you can submit events and they're valued by the community. It's not like I'm sitting back here watching them all like, you get an award, you don't. That sucks. Like,
that was off by 1 key.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's not the vibe. It's so much more so like, submit whatever you want. I mean, within, the prompt of the mix. Even then, I see people all the time that like, don't really do the prompt, but make an amazing mix, right? And it's really up to you. Like, show up however you want, do whatever you want, but then your peers get to listen to it. And it's not about like, do I love this or hate it? It's just like, for me anyways, when I'm evaluating mixes all the time, most often for me, if I upvote a mix, it's because I learned something new, they inspired me, or it was just the vibe was immaculate. Like it made me feel good, it made me dance, it just elicited some emotion. And that's sort of how I evaluate. But like you just said, what your priorities versus, for example, like Photon, totally different. We all listen for different things, but I love that there's space for it. Before we get too heavy into some more DTB conversation, I do want to give a shout out to some of our friends who are here in chat. I see my boy Justin came in first to YouTube. I see James is back, MGTM Gamer. See everybody over in YouTube, but I do see some super familiar faces over in Twitch who have actually been participants in your event. A couple of them actually winners. We've got Spartan, who won the first one. That's true. There's been 2 winners. So we've got Spartan, who won the first one, and then you just had an event that was Synthwave this past month. Why don't you talk a little bit about what that one like?
You want me to talk about it, Spitfire? Okay. so Synthwave, it was kind of came up with, Cyberpunk came out and all these different things. Like everybody's kind of that 80s futuristic kind of vibe. I'm like, how can we make this show work? Because there's obviously a lot of material in FUSER. And I think this could be something that everybody can gel into. Like everybody can have that theme to get around. And I'm like, let's do the arpeggiatos. And like we tried a lot of songs, but worked. So when we told people, think this, and it just worked out so well. What we wanted to do, and like visually. That's why at the beginning, Pleb for Life, our mod that helps out with this, he did like this awesome like transition, like this setting the stage for the future of the past, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious the thought that y'all put into that. To that point, I'll go ahead and throw this up so y'all can have a look at this. This is the image for next week. This is, not next week. Submissions end next week. The actual event itself, though, which I love, is a very amorous, love-themed Heartbeats Dream the Beat. That's going to be happening on February 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. The event is going to be on that Saturday, but as you all know, submissions happen before the event because you guys actually go through these and comb through all the submissions individually. So for everybody who's watching, who's been playing FUSER, who's great at FUSER, kicking my ass for sure by this point, why don't you tell people who are watching how they can participate, how they can actually submit to this event?
Your turn, Spitfire.
So the first and second event, it was individual mixes. This time, because it's Valentine's, and it was the first show that somebody had a very what's that word, Photon? Like very sensual mix.
Crispy, wet.
Ooh, there's a few new DLCs in there that I'm telling you, I was sweating.
Crispy the DLC.
Yeah. So I think that sparked like, hey, for Valentine's, why don't we have participants submit love, romantic. It could be hot, it could be sexy, or
Yeah.
whatever it is, mixes. And then to make it different, we have it co-op. Make them work together. A pair work together to come up with the best mix that they can as a duo. So it's a little bit challenging.
Totally.
There are two options which you can go on the website to read how you can combine two mixes together.
Yes,
I
we
won't
have the
go
link here in chat, just so you know, dreamthebeat.com. You can go check that out, and there's
Mhm.
info right there.
Yeah. I won't go too in detail on how to do it, but we are super excited because there are like already several people that said, "Hey, I submitted it, and we can't wait to hear what you guys come up with because it's
Yes.
different. You making your own mix and having to work with someone to create a mix together is different. So we want to see how that works out."
Yeah, I can
I,
tell you, I don't think this would be my strongest event. I'm a control freak. I'd be like, what are you doing with that flang? Are you kidding me? No, who would put that there? That's insane.
I went to a stream of someone who's competing and he's like, "Oh, I'm working on my DTB3 mix." I'm like, "No, no,
Run away, run away.
I don't want to hear it. Sounds good. I don't want to hear it."
No, it really is incredible. I was so impressed with the submissions that I heard from both events. They were incredible. Synthwave, I got a chance to sit down and watch in its entirety, and whew, I definitely learned a thing or two from so many people. I do love the way that y'all talk about music, which is really similar to how we do it here. Like, good vibes only. I'm not hating on anybody, and if there's any criticism, it's constructive. It's something you can change, right? So I absolutely love the energy that y'all are bringing. I love the program that y'all are putting on. I appreciate it. I know the community appreciates it because I've watched people's mixing skills just like improve exponentially the more opportunities they have to think about it in a new way, which has just been awesome. So shout out to y'all.